Hi everybody, and welcome to today's webinar, Banking Basics, a Newcomer's Guide to Getting Started. My name is Abigail, and I manage partnerships here at CanadaVisa, and I'm very excited to have you all here with us today. So we're going to start today with a presentation from our guest from TD Bank. After the presentation, we'll have a question and answer period, giving you the opportunity to interact with our guest. We had many of you submit questions prior to the webinar, and we've planned to answer as many of these as we can after the presentation. We also encourage you to continue to ask questions in the chat throughout the presentation, and our team of moderators will pull those questions from the chat and add them to the question queue. So I'm now very happy to introduce our guest speaker, Daniel Paolucci. Daniel is a product manager with TD, supporting initiatives to enhance the experience for newcomers to Canada. He has been with the bank for over 15 years, with experience spanning from branch banking to project delivery. Since joining TD in 2010, Daniel has progressed through multiple roles, from a customer experience associate to branch leader, before moving to support project delivery. He's passionate about enhancing the banking experience for TD customers and colleagues and ensuring that customers feel confident about their financial future. On a personal note, Daniel is passionate about cooking and barbecuing, and he loves to host family and friends for dinner. So thank you so much for joining us, Daniel.
Yeah.
Again, we will have ample time at the end of the webinar for our questions, so I do encourage you to ask questions throughout the presentation. But do remember that the chat is public, so please do not share any personal information, such as your phone number or email, as we will have to remove those messages from the chat. And also note that the presentation slides and a recording of our webinar will be shared with you via email after the webinar. So I will now pass it off to Daniel to start TD's presentation.
Thank you. I'm not seeing the slides on the screen. I'm not sure if you have them up in the background.
They should be there now.
Yeah, there we go. Now I can see.
Great. Okay, there we go.
All right, perfect. Thank you. So yeah, thanks for having me today. Really excited to be speaking to the group on TD's information session. So today's session is all about helping you to prepare for your financial journey and build your financial confidence. We know it can sometimes feel overwhelming, whether it's your very first banking experience or whether you're looking at other options from another bank. Either way, we're here to support you and make sure you feel confident to make informed decisions about your finances. There's a strong connection between financial health and overall well-being. Financial issues are often a top source of stress that can influence our mental, emotional, social, and physical health, impact relationships, and affect our ability to achieve our goals. Understanding financial health through 4 components, spend, save, borrow, and plan, provides a quick and simple way to assess your financial well-being. It creates a framework that can help you identify opportunities to build and maintain good financial habits. Financial health comes about when you're able to spend, save, borrow, and plan in a way that helps you build resilience, pursue opportunities, and meet your personal financial goals. To understand how you can achieve financial health, let's start by looking at its 4 components, and we're going to start with the first one, which is plan. So before you look into the future, you want to make sure you know your current situation. You may find it helpful to do a full self-assessment of your finances. So that means looking at your income and savings, as well as the status of any debt that you may hold. TD can help you develop a plan that is right for your needs and your circumstances. Mapping out the specific steps it will take to achieve your short and long-term goals may look different for everyone, but they should always include well-suited banking products and solutions, specific behaviors, and as well as milestones. You always want to track, are you progressing towards these milestones that you set for yourself? Short-term goals can include saving up to buy a car, a vacation, or saving for a down payment on a home. To manage your immediate and short-term financial situation, you want to determine your financial priorities to help you adjust your plan, making sure that it's realistic and it's in line with your lifestyle, especially if your lifestyle or daily routine has undergone any recent changes. You want to decide what's important to you and your personal circumstances. And then next, you want to develop a monthly budget to monitor your expenses to prepare for the unexpected. So look at where you're spending your money and separate your spending into needs, such as food and housing costs, and wants, so such as entertainment, eating out, and discretionary spending. Knowing what your longer term financial objectives are is important to being able to work towards meeting them and in an actionable and manageable way. So your long-term goals might include post-secondary education expenses, moving into your dream home, or eventually retirement. So at TD, we recommend reviewing your plan regularly to make sure it's still working, to see if you're on track to reach your goals, and to adapt when necessary. You want to plan for the unexpected and feel confident that the protection you have in place is right for you. So this can include life, car, or home insurance and credit protection as part of your bigger financial picture. So moving forward, the next component we'll review with you today is save. So if you want to start saving money, it's a good idea to first come up with a savings strategy. So having an eye on the future and staying focused on your financial goals can help make it easier to stay motivated and stick to your savings plan. When you can see the potential of putting money towards your savings over time, it can help you feel like you're in the driver's seat, at least when it comes to your finances. Savings accounts are a place where you can grow your money to help reach your goals faster. We shouldn't underestimate the importance of an emergency fund. So preparing for the unexpected by building an emergency fund that can cover around 3 to 6 months of expenses is ideal. And I know this can sound daunting, but TD can help you to create personalized strategies with an automated savings plan to make it simple, fast, and effortless. We also have various investment options to help you grow your savings. And this is where we are here to ensure that we ask the right questions and offer the most appropriate solution for you. So everyone's going to be different. Everyone has different time horizon that they're saving for, different risk tolerance. So really that personalized plan is key to making sure you have the right steps in place. Personally, I find automated savings help me take a disciplined approach to saving. I set a personal rule for myself, so I don't save what's left after spending. I spend what's left after saving. So I prioritize my savings through an automated savings plan, and it can help you achieve your goals by making it a habit. So I set bi-weekly, when my pay comes through, I'll set a certain amount aside. And then that way I know that saving priority is complete, and then I can use that the additional for discretionary spending and budgeting. And again, it doesn't have to be big. Small amounts start to add up. You can put money aside based on what your budget looks like and what you can afford, but it can quickly lead to achieving your goals with regular saving. All right, so next let's cover spend. So out of all your bank accounts, your checking account is likely the one that you're going to be using the most. And that's because it's for your daily spending. So that can include depositing your paycheck, paying bills, buying items with your debit card, transferring money to others using Interact, writing checks, making ATM cash withdrawals and deposits, and also setting up pre-authorized payments to other bank accounts. So when you open a checking account, you get a debit card, sometimes called an access card, and you also get access to in-person and online banking transaction limits based on the account that you choose. A general rule is to keep enough money in your account to cover 1 or 2 months of household expenses, savings, and also fun, your discretionary spending. So we want to help you to build these into your overall financial plan, but also help you to spend responsibly. TD has convenient options like having your bills set up to automatically come out of your account or accessing your banking online, which I'll cover a little bit more in more detail a little bit further on in the presentation. There's also might be times where there's not enough money in your checking account to cover bills. So there's a service called overdraft protection, and it's a way to help cover occasional shortfalls from transactions that may occur in your checking account. And it'll cover you if you withdraw more than what you have in your account, up to an approved limit. And it's also subject to interest. It can help you avoid declined transactions, late payment charges on your bills, and non-sufficient fund fees. So you can think of it like a safety net if you have something coming through and maybe there's a temporary shortfall you might have, it can help to bridge the gap to avoid those late payments. So that's spend and checking. So we'll move forward about our credit card. So another way to manage your daily expenses while helping you build your credit history and earn points and rewards is by using a credit card. A credit card is a financial tool that allows you to borrow money to make purchases. You can only spend up to your approved credit limit, which is the maximum amount that you can borrow. And you want to keep in mind that what you spend, you would need to pay back on your credit card. Using a credit card correctly helps you build a good credit history because it shows creditors that you can manage money. A good credit history leads to a good credit score, which can help with applying for mortgages and loans. I'm going to explain a little bit more detail on the next slide about how to build credit and the importance of credit. But while we're here, really the credit card is a great way to start to build credit. Our credit cards have great benefits, including earning Aeroplan points, travel or cashback rewards. You can redeem those rewards through Air Canada Travel, Starbucks, Expedia for TD, Amazon Shop with points, or cashbacks. There's a lot of great benefits that you can use or take advantage of with the credit card while you're using it to build your credit. So it's a win-win as long as you're using it responsibly. We also have low interest rate option cards if you carry a monthly balance. And again, we recommend meeting with an advisor to learn about your specific financial needs and goals to help find the right solutions fit for you. So you're not alone. If you meet with an advisor, they can help guide you through the different options and really understand what's best for you. All right, so I had alluded to it a little bit earlier, but during your first few months in Canada, it's important to think about your credit score and credit history. So we'll go into a little bit more detail here. I know a lot of questions came through. The pre-submitted questions were around building credit score. So I think we can answer a lot of the questions on this segment here. So first, what is a credit score? So your credit score is a record of your ability to borrow and repay loans on time. It's a key piece of information that a financial institution will review when considering whether to grant you credit, like a credit card, a loan, line of credit, or a mortgage. It's important to understand how credit works and to build a good credit history. A good credit history will help you borrow money in the future. Your credit score is dynamic, meaning it'll change as your financial circumstances change. So how is your credit score determined? Your credit score is determined by your credit history. So every time you apply for or receive credit, every time you make or don't make a payment on time, and every time you use your credit, you're building your credit history. The credit score range is anywhere between 300 to 900. This is speaking in Canada and the credit scores in Canada. The higher your score, the better your credit rating. Equifax notes that a good credit score in Canada is usually between 660 to 724. If your credit score is between 725 and 759, it's likely to be considered very good. A credit score of 760 and above is generally considered to be an excellent credit score. And credit companies collect information from the companies that provide credit to you. And this is what builds the credit report, which represents a summary of your activities with a variety of financial institutions. So if you have a credit card with one institution and a loan with another institution, essentially that information is consolidated into one, and that forms your credit report. And the history on that report really determines the score. So are you paying on time? Are you paying regularly? Those will all factor into the score itself. So when you apply for credit, there are three ways your financial institution will evaluate your credit history. They'll review your past dealings with them. They'll consider any new information you provide in your credit application. And they'll also contact third-party credit agencies for a report on your overall credit history. So how do you build and maintain that credit score? To build a good credit history, you'll need to apply for credit and demonstrate that you can use it responsibly. One of the best ways to start building credit history, as I mentioned earlier, is with a credit card. And credit cards give you the ability to charge your purchases rather than paying for them with cash or debit right away. And using that credit card responsibly shows that you're able to manage your cash flow, which demonstrates to lending institutions that you're creditworthy. To fully enjoy the benefits and features of a credit card, it's important to use it responsibly. I think that's been the key theme with using credit. So there's a few factors to keep in mind to maintain a good credit score. So you always want to make payments on time. One or more missed or late payments can negatively affect your credit rating, making it difficult for you to borrow money in the future. You want to avoid going over your credit limit. So if you have a limit of, say, 500 on the credit card, you want to make sure that you're staying within that limit and within reason. You don't want to overspend over your limit, because then that can also cause implications to your credit score and credit history. You should also avoid applying for too many loans, having too many credit cards and requesting too many credit checks in a short time frame, as that could negatively impact your credit score too. And then finally, if you think you might have trouble making a payment, it's always best to contact your financial institution. A lot of times there's ways that you can maybe negotiate flexible repayment terms, or just letting them know that you're maybe behind in that month. So it'll help to establish that trust and relationship. So we understand what a credit score is, how you might build it. So why does it matter? So why does a good credit score matter? A good credit history and corresponding credit rating show your ability to repay any money you have borrowed on time. One or more missed late payments can result in a bad credit history, affecting your credit rating and making it difficult for you to borrow money in the future. Having a good credit rating can help when looking for services such as internet, mobile phone plans, renting, or even buying a home. It's a good practice to request the details of your credit report from the credit agencies periodically to help you understand your rating and ensure that the information on it is correct. If you need a copy of your credit report in Canada, you can contact Equifax or TransUnion, the two main credit reporting agencies, also known as the credit bureaus, that really hold those reports that I had mentioned earlier. These credit reporting agencies maintain a record of your credit history across all financial institutions. You can also check your credit score on the TD mobile app. All right, so we've covered a lot on the score itself, and that's going to bring us to our last component of financial health, which is borrow. So we've talked about spending responsibly, saving regularly. We're going to discuss how to borrow responsibly. So managing your debt is important to ensure that you stay on track to meet your financial goals and milestones. There are different options beyond a credit card that can be used to meet your borrowing needs and circumstances. So I have two examples on the screen here, so I'll kind of explain the differences between the two. A line of credit gives you ongoing access to funds that you can use and reuse as needed. You're charged interest only on the amount that you do use. A line of credit is ideal when your cash needs can increase suddenly, such as with home renovations or education. It's also good if you're not sure on the specific amount that you need to borrow, but you have a general idea. So for example, if you have a renovation upcoming, you know it might cost somewhere in the range of $10,000. It'll be flexible where you only pay the interest on the amount that you borrow. And if you have expenses kind of drawn out over time, you would draw down from the line of credit when it's needed. In contrast, a loan lets you borrow a specific amount of money in one lump sum. And this is ideal for single transactions, such as major purchases, home renovations, or paying off old debts, like a consolidation loan. Your loan plus interest gets repaid over an agreed upon length of time, which is called the amortization of the loan. So typically you would borrow a certain amount at a certain interest rate, and then the terms would say how long you have to pay that off. And then you would make fixed regular payments over that period of time. Ultimately, the choice will come down to your needs and goals. So when you're looking at lending, TD representatives are ready to help, from suggesting the right lending product to reviewing the outcome of your application. We're committed to working with you to help reach your goals. All right, so how do you bank with us? So we have so many options to bank with us, whether it's in person, online, over the phone, or on your mobile. You can essentially bank anytime and from anywhere. Making banking easy and convenient is a top priority for many customers and for us at TD. So at our branches, we provide customer service and communications in many languages. You can find an advisor who speaks your language by using the language selector and booking an appointment online. So it's a great tool. You can search the different languages that are spoken, and it'll actually tell you the locations that you can actually find an advisor that speaks your language. TD branch ATMs are a quick and easy way to deal with your everyday banking, and they're available also in multiple languages. EasyWeb online banking gives you instant access to all of your TD accounts, allowing you to review and manage your accounts and finances in real time. and from the comfort and convenience of your home or your office. From paying bills to adding or changing accounts, you can do it all easily and securely with EasyWeb. With layers of security, all of your transactions and personal information are kept safe and secure. We also have EasyLine telephone banking, where you can enjoy convenient and secure access to your TD funds by choosing our quick automated service or by speaking with a telephone banking specialist. So with our lives always on the go, being able to access your banking anywhere and at any time is important. Personally, I would do all of my banking on the TD app, or most of my banking on the TD app. Personally, I set up my cards on my Apple Pay to easily make purchases while earning those rewards on my credit card, like we discussed a little bit earlier. But you can choose to bank however you're comfortable. So that's the benefit of the wide range of options, whether it's the mobile app like me, TD branches, ATMs, or telephone banking. There's always an easy and convenient way to do your banking the way that you're most comfortable. All right, so as mentioned earlier, so I have worked in a TD location that served many newcomers to Canada. I've helped many people set up their banking in Canada. I've helped newcomers who have felt excited, overwhelmed, unsure, and confident. I know it's a very emotional and sometimes it can be a daunting experience to set up a new banking relationship in a new country. But no matter the circumstance, I would always take time to understand them. So their goals, aspirations, their needs, like the ones that we just discussed. I provide answers to the questions, financial education, and recommendations to help them meet their goals. So thinking about your first few years in Canada, there will be many emerging needs that will come up. And TD is ready for you along your journey if you're looking to buy a car or to your first home in Canada. As you work towards your current and future goals, TD is here to support and offer that personalized advice. There's some potential needs or topics that may be relevant to you that we have not covered today, like small business banking and wealth management. And at TD, we have specialists in those areas to answer your questions and provide those solutions. So we do encourage you to visit the TD website for more information. There's a lot of great financial literacy resources there that you can read about, and some of them are available in multiple languages as well. All right, so we know that confidence, convenience, and security are top of mind for you, and it's important for us as well. So we have many options to make banking easy. We have many different options for sending money domestically and internationally. So Interact e-transfer or email transfer helps make it easy to send money to a person or a business with a bank account at another Canadian financial institution and an email address or a mobile phone number. TD Global transfers are a convenient way to send money internationally, and you can do this directly from our TD app. You can choose from over 200 countries like India, the US, Philippines, or China, and one of 3 secure methods to send your money that's both easy and convenient for you and your recipient. So we have Western Union money transfers, where you can send money for cash pickup at Western Union agent locations in over 200 countries. We have international bank transfers that you can transfer directly to a recipient's bank account globally. And we also have Visa Direct, where you can send money to your recipient's Visa debit card, Visa credit card, or reloadable prepaid Visa card. There's TD MySpend. So with TD MySpend, you can automatically track your daily and monthly cash flow, creating a wish list of savings goals and get insights to help you make those goals happen. TD MySpend is securely linked to personal banking accounts to provide you with financial insights that are tailored just for you. And with the TD app, you can deposit a check by simply taking a photo of it. It's important to protect yourself against fraud and scams. So fraudsters may target newcomers who are not familiar with the Canadian financial system and its regulations. We have secure ways to stay on top of your finances, like TD fraud alerts. If we have your current mobile phone number on file, you'll receive instant text messages notifying you if we detect suspicious activity on your TD credit cards or access cards. Fraud alerts are available at no cost on our TD credit cards and our debit cards. I will share with you some common types of fraud and how you can protect yourself. As I mentioned earlier, arriving in a new country, you want to just make sure that you're aware of certain things that may be targeting newcomers and protecting yourself accordingly. So first is identity theft. So that's when someone uses your personal information without your knowledge or consent to commit fraud, such as opening a bank account or applying for credit in your name. So you want to be cautious whenever someone requests your personal information. It helps to know the things that TD Bank would never ask you or other banks. Remember, your bank would never call you and then ask you to provide personal information. You want to think before posting any personal information online and store important documents safely and securely. So we protect that personal information. Fraudulent emails, SMS text messages, and phone calls are intended to steal personal information. So be cautious when you receive unsolicited emails or messages. A lot of times you may receive them soliciting job opportunities, really out of the blue. So you want to be aware and cautious of any text messages, emails that you receive. You want to make sure you're not clicking on suspicious links in emails or texts or on social media. Don't respond to unsolicited emails that seem suspicious, and use multi-factor authentication when available on devices and platforms. And then lastly, CRA or immigration scams, where fraudsters impersonate a government agency such as Canada Revenue Agency. These scams may include threats of arrest or legal action to gain personal information or convince you to send money. Don't provide any information or personal information or financial information. Instead, hang up, contact the agency using the official public phone number. A government agency will never call you threatening you with arrest. The CRA, so it's the Canada Revenue Agency, which is the tax agency in Canada, will never text you with a link to claim your refund and will never ask for payment through cryptocurrency or other gift cards. So always be on alert when if it doesn't seem right, your intuition is usually right. So just keep that in mind. All right, so TD is proud to have unique offers available for our customers, including special new to Canada and international student banking packages. The TD new to Canada banking package includes special offers and rebates on day-to-day banking products like checkings and savings accounts, overdraft protection, and credit cards, so everything that we've discussed today to help you get the most value. For details on our current offers, you can visit our website. Again, that's available in multiple languages. Our New to Canada page on our TD website is available in 14 languages. The website also includes a guide to Canadian banking terms, which is available in 11 different languages, making your banking experience in Canada more comfortable. So it has a lot of definitions about the different types of terms that you may hear about Canadian banking, which is really great. We covered a lot of them today, but there are additional ones. You can think of it like a banking glossary, and it's also available in different languages. It'll give you contextual translations of certain banking terms depending on the country of origin. All right, so that ends my portion of the presentation, the prepared portion of the presentation. I hope that it added value. I hope it built your financial confidence. And I know we're going to be opening it up to Q&A, so I'll pass it back over to you.
Yes, thank you so much, Daniel. That was a wonderful presentation with broad scope. We touched on so many banking basics, but you also were able to provide a lot of value on each topic. So thank you so much for that. Let's dive into our questions. So building on one of the most recent, one of the last topics that you touched on, Mohammed asks, what steps should one take if you do detect fraud on your bank account?
Yeah, so that's a great question. It's unfortunate that it does happen, but you want to make sure that you're prepared. So what I would say is if you do detect fraud on your account or suspicious activity, you want to first notify your bank. So that should be your first step. Contact your bank, let them know you've seen a transaction, you suspect something might be happening. If you do have the option, you can also temporarily disable your credit card or your debit card. So it'll kind of just block the card from being used going forward. In contacting the bank, they're really going to assist you in investigating that fraudulent activity. And a lot of times there's the reimbursement policies that they have. So they'll work with you with that. Depending on the type of fraud, if it's more sophisticated, you may also want to request a credit bureau report to review and make sure there's no suspicious inquiries or debts. So sometimes if the fraudsters get access to your social insurance number, in personal information, they may start to use that to apply for credit. So you just want to ensure that you check your credit report, make sure everything on there is things that you're aware of, and that'll help with being able to manage that experience.
Great, thank you. Okay, and then we had various questions about credit score. Mm-hmm. So maybe we can lump a couple of these together. So one question, what factors impact my credit score? And then several questions on how can I go about improving my credit score?
Yeah, so I'll go on. I'll talk about how to improve the credit score. So we talked about in the presentation some factors that go into it. So really the factors that go into it are the types of loans and the types of credit that you have. It'll factor in your repayment history. So are you making those payments on time? It'll also look at the number of inquiries that you do or the number of applications that you make for credit. So you want to make sure it's within a reasonable amount of applications. Those are all factors that can tie into the credit score. So managing that, being aware of that is really important in establishing credit. To the question about if your credit score is poor and how would you build that up? So what steps can you actually take? So starting small and taking steps forward is important. So really what you should do is start by reviewing that credit report and see what can be remediated. So I would always recommend to get that copy of the report because that'll kind of give you an idea of what's contributing to your score. If you have any collection items, those will impact your report. Settling those collection items can help you on a path forward. So just for context, a collection item would be if you have an outstanding debt with a company. So it could be a phone bill that wasn't paid or a loan that wasn't paid. If it gets to a certain point, it gets sent to a collection agency who purchases that debt. And then that's also recorded on your report. So you want to avoid that. But if it has happened, you want to ensure you remediate those items because it'll help to start you on the path forward. And then once you've remediated your current actions, then you want to take steps forward to start to rebuild. So you can start by applying for a secured credit card. And a secured credit card is where a bank will hold collateral against the card. And this makes it easier to get an approval. So it might be difficult to get an approval if the credit score is lower than a certain amount, but a secured credit card can be a good start. And then, as I had mentioned earlier, if you use that card, if you start making purchases on it, making regular payments, that'll slowly start to help rebuild. And then from there, you can kind of expand your credit holdings and then accelerate your score faster.
Great. Thank you. Okay, a student-focused question that we received prior to the webinar. How soon can an international student open a bank account in Canada once they arrive?
So great question. You can open it right away. So as soon as you come to Canada, you're welcome to open a bank account. So typically when you come to a bank to open a bank account, really what they're going to be asking for is your ID. So if you have an international passport, that's typically what we would be using to open a bank account. If you have your study permit when you visit Canada or you arrive in Canada, that can be used to apply for credit. It can be used to apply our new to Canada banking packages. So there's a lot of great things that you can do when you arrive in Canada. I would just say as soon as you come in, that you can do it right away. There should be a priority actually when you come into Canada. Banking is really central to everything that you do. So getting set up, meeting with an advisor, they can kind of give you those tips, set you up with the right package, understand your needs, and then that way you have that financial confidence as you go into school. If you're getting asked maybe for direct deposits, if you need to make bill payments, you have everything set up when you've arrived. So I would say as soon as you come in, you can open it.
Great. And then this was a question from the live chat.
Mm-hmm.
If someone was interested in setting up a meeting with an advisor, where would they go on the TD website to go about doing that?
Yeah, so great question. I'm just going to actually pull it up on my end here. If you go to the TD website, there's a Find Us button on the top of the page. So you can book an appointment using that or from the pages itself. So if you go to, there's a New to Canada section on the TD website. You can also get to the book appointment button from there. And then you can kind of filter down based on your needs, the location you want to book the appointment, and as I also mentioned, the language needs. So if there's a specific language that you want to meet and speak to an advisor in, it'll help you locate branches that have advisors that speak that language.
Great. And then a couple of specific questions on if eligibility to open a bank account. A couple of people asked if they are a temporary resident or have a visitor visa, are they still eligible to open a bank account?
Yeah, so typically there's certain ID that a bank will take to open a bank account. I would say the primary ID for international customers coming in, so temporary residents, temporary workers, or international students, would be the passport. So if you have that passport, then you can use that to open an account. Those supplementary documents, so that the temporary work permit, the study permit, those can be used to enroll into the packages, that can be used to apply for credit. But I would say if you have that international passport, that's typically enough when you're visiting a branch that they can open the account for you.
Great. Okay, we'll try to get through a few more questions. So a few questions on investing. What investment options are available for newcomers, and how can people learn more?
Yeah, so great question. So I think the topic of investing is a very broad one. What I would say, there are a lot of options. So when you think about investing, there are different investment products, and there's also different investment accounts. So there's the investment products, they vary based on risk tolerance. They vary based on how long you have to save for it. They vary based on your goals. So I would say if you're looking for advice on those different options, meeting with an advisor is one way to do it. There's different resources on the TD website that can kind of give you some guidance on the types of investment vehicles. There's different options, like you can invest in person with an advisor. We have self-directed options where you can open accounts to manage your own investing. There's also wealth advisors that can help you plan for larger wealth portfolios. They can help to determine investment vehicles for you. And then there's also different types of accounts. So in Canada, there's different vehicles or investment accounts that can be opened. And really those are meant to strategize and maximize tax implications. So for example, there's a tax-free savings account in Canada that'll allow you to invest certain amounts tax-free. There's retirement savings plans. We have first home savings plans. So a lot of different options to invest in. So it can be overwhelming. Again, if you need that advice, I would recommend to book an appointment with an advisor. They can take you through really a personal assessment, understand what you're investing for, what are your needs, what's your risk, and then give you options based on that. So yeah, a lot of great options for investing, especially for newcomers. But I would say primary point of contact, if you meet with that bank advisor, if you're comfortable meeting with someone, that would be a great start. Or there's a lot of great resources on the TD website as well.
Great, thank you. Okay, a bit of a general question on credit cards. What should we keep in mind, or what do we need to know about using a credit card in Canada?
Yeah, so I would say a lot of things that I covered would be relevant to using a credit card in Canada. So when determining the credit limit that you're looking for, you want to make sure it's something that you can manage. So a lot of times you might be tempted to accept high credit limits, which is okay as long as you're using within reason. So again, with a credit card, what you use, you have to pay back. So you want to just make sure you're very conscious of your spending, reviewing it through your online banking or your statements, just to make sure it's something that's manageable. Paying the Visa on time is really important. So when you get that credit card bill in the mail, review your transactions. It'll have the due date there. So really prioritizing making that payment on time will help you to build your credit. And then also, I would say it's important to choose a card that has the right rewards and benefits for you. So really with a credit card, there's a lot of great additional reward options. There's insurance coverages that they cover. Sometimes they have perks related to it. So you might get discounts at certain places. So you really want to do research on the different benefits and really what makes the most sense for you. And as I've been mentioning earlier, an advisor can help you to determine that as well. But I would just say, find what's right for you. So there's different ones like low interest rate visas, there's travel visas, there's cashback visas. So what's important to you will help you to choose that right card and really make that card work for you as well.
Great. And then we have a question from Abigail about accounts and different account types. Abigail asks, can one only open a savings account without a checking account, or do you need to open both?
So great question. They're not required. So one is not required for the other. I would say each of them have their own specific purpose. So there's checking accounts are really the primary accounts that you would be doing your day-to-day transactions out of. Typically, a checking account will give you a certain amount of transactions that you can process through it. So transaction meaning a purchase or a bill payment. So checkings accounts give you flexibility with your day-to-day expenses. Savings accounts, on the other hand, are typically meant to save. Those ones will pay you higher interest rates than a checking account. So if you're putting money aside into a savings account, the bank will pay interest on the amount that's on deposit there. Typically, a savings account won't give you as many transactions. Some of them don't include any, some of them include one or two. But really, the primary purpose of a savings account should be to put money aside, keep it separate from your checking account. So what I would say is, while you don't need both, it's actually a good strategy to have the two. The checking account to manage your expenses, manage your spending. As I mentioned earlier, you want to make sure you have enough to cover those expenses that come out. And then the savings account, you can think of that as your rainy day account, I would say. So when you're getting pay coming into your account, putting that money aside, you can also even save regularly. Like I mentioned, like you can set determined amounts to go into the savings account, but really keeping that money aside for the emergency, for that specific purpose outside of your checking account. So that was a long answer, short answer. You don't need one for the other, but it is a good strategy to have both, really to separate the two purposes of those accounts.
Great, thank you. And then a couple of questions, again, on credit score and moving from different countries. So Nina and Gabrielle asked if credit scores from the UK or from the US have any implication and give you any standing in Canada, or if they're just completely disregarded.
That's a great question. So typically when you're looking at the credit reporting agencies in Canada, they don't take reference to international credit bureaus. The reason being is there's a lot of different factors in different countries. So some countries may manage credit different than others. So when you arrive in Canada, the credit bureau report in Canada will only include your Canadian lending products. In the inquiries you do in Canada, you won't see any of the international credit or debt that you have, which also means it doesn't impact the credit score in Canada.
Okay, so maybe we'll just end with this last question. I know you did touch on this in your presentation, but can you speak a little bit to how TD specifically supports newcomers?
Yeah, so it's a great question. So I would just say that TD has a lot of banking solutions specifically tailored for newcomers. As I had alluded to earlier, TD has a new to Canada banking package. We also have an international student banking package. So there's a lot of great benefits across those different solutions that I had mentioned. So there's a lot of great checking account offers. There's savings account. There's bonus interest rate on savings. We have overdraft protection. We have a lot of great credit card offers. So a lot of these packages were built for newcomers in mind. So a lot of great packages specifically for newcomers. Also that language support. So we have language support in over 80 languages to help you with your financial needs. That online booking tool will help you find an advisor that speaks your language. Also, like the ATMs, they can be, you can change the language option there. So there's a lot of great resources for newcomers as well. TD's always present in their communities that they serve. I can say being in the branch, serving newcomers, really serving the newcomer community is important to TD. And I would just say it's a great place to work. It's a great place to bank and really to support our newcomers.
Wonderful. Well, I think that that's a good place to end. Thank you so much, Daniel, for answering so many questions. And I do encourage everybody to visit the TD website, like Daniel noted, if you'd like to learn more. You can also visit our CIC News website. We have various articles from TD touching on different aspects of banking in Canada. So thank you so much for coming, and we will hopefully see you at a webinar in the future.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.